I love you when you call me honey, baby.
What is up, YouTube? Which way do I go? This way. Okay, sorry. You guys, I'm running hella late right now. Okay, so if you guys watched my last video or the one where I talked about my summer bucket list, today is the day where I'm going to go and get my septum pierced. What's good? I apologize about the bad camera angles right now. I've been really freaking excited to do this, and I've been wanting to do this since I was probably like 15 years old. Dead ass. I used to cut like the little spirals off the notebooks just so I could like pretend that I had a septum piercing, or I would like draw them on with like eyeliner or something. Really wasn't a thing, and so the fact that I'm going to be getting a real one, I'm so freaking excited. But I will update you guys whenever I'm there, just because I'm driving and it's kind of weird to vlog and drive. So I will see you guys when I'm there, and I will update you guys another time. But yeah, bye. So I just got to my appointment like, I don't know, 20-ish minutes ago, and because I got stuck in traffic on the way here, I wasn't able to get in today just because they're really busy, and so I ended up getting here like 10 minutes late, and then I had to wait like another 10 minutes to be seen because they were so busy, so to get to the front desk. So I did reschedule it for next week. Kind of sad, low-key, but like also I should have been on time. I will see you guys when I come back next week to do it for real. Okay, so it's a week later and I'm officially going to get my septum pierced. I was really worried again that we weren't gonna be on time, but I think it'll be fine. So yeah. So we made it to the piercing place. I will update you guys as soon as I come out and let you guys know how it went, and then probably talk about the aftercare of it too. But I got here early, so I'm really happy that I'm not late because I was late last time, so.
But I was like,
It didn't actually hurt that much.
how long do you have to keep it in? Or you can change it?
6 months. So it's day one of me having my little septum piercing in, and I'm literally just sitting on my motherfucking bed, and all of a sudden I felt something like fall off, and I was like, shit, bruh, my piercing just came out. How did that even happen? And so then luckily it didn't fall out, because that would be really weird for it to just like slip out. But pretty much the little ball thing fell out, and I have it right here. I washed my hands really good, and then I don't know how to screw this in. Oh my god, I don't want to push it out though. That would be the worst. Also, I apologize for how gross my mirror looks. I use it for my eyelash glue, and then I just forgot to clean it off, so don't judge me, okay? But here's me just struggling for like 2 years to figure out how to put the damn ball in, so. I'm struggling so hard right now. Like, what the Okay, guys, so low-key, I think I did it, but at the same time, I couldn't be for sure. Now comes the hard part, the painful part. Moving my septum again, because I can't just leave it like this. What is up? It's me again, and welcome to the frequently asked questions part of this video. I did film like a little bit of it after, like right after I got my piercing, but I just felt like, you know, I kind of got it pierced that same day, so I didn't want to be giving out information without having the piercing in for like a certain period of time, just so that way, you know, I'm able to give you like the best information that I can based off of my personal experience with it. So yeah. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit crazy right now. I feel like the way I am is I get panicked like really fast when it comes to like new piercings. So if something like moves a little bit, or you know, if something comes undone, then I start to panic. I'm like, oh my god, the whole thing is ruined, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Here to let you know that there's no need to panic when it comes to having a new piercing. It's a new experience. You just have to kind of get used to the process. You have to get used to having this new thing that just came into your body essentially. So I think that's kind of rule number one, is to not panic. If something moves or, you know, falls out, like, it's fine. When I originally went to go get my septum pierced, I didn't actually get the chance to film the process of me actually getting it. So I do want to quickly talk about, you know, the things that you're going to need, pricing, and the whole experience, as far as, you know, like, did it hurt, all of that. So let's get into that really quick. So if you are 18 or older, you don't really need anything extra. All you pretty much need is your ID and the money that you're gonna pay for the piercing with. So that's basically all you need for that. But if you are 16 and under, you probably will need like written consent from your parents, as well as either your ID or, and it has to be, I think, like a government state ID. And you also probably need your birth certificate as well. But be sure to check the website of the place that you're gonna go get pierced at, because I know each policy is a little bit different depending on how old you are. I think most places will do like 16 to like, you know, 17, but I don't know about like 15 and under for certain piercings. So just be sure to like call in or check their website. So with the pricing, it really depends on the kind of jewelry that you get and the place that you go. For me, the process, or the pricing of like the entire process, was about $40, and that did include like the tip that I gave, which was like $10. So I was a little bit confused because I did call the shop before I went to see, and they said it was like $40. So I was kind of confused when the whole thing came up to $40. So I don't know, that's just how much I paid for it, but I'm assuming it can range from probably like $30 to like $90, which is kind of what I got from my Google search. But yeah, I did pay $40, so yeah. Now with the actual process of the piercing, pretty much they will sanitize your jewelry for like 10 minutes or so, or at least they should. I think it's 10 minutes. It could be like a little bit longer, or it could be shorter than that, but them sanitizing the jewelry, make sure that your shop is doing that. That's a really important part, especially when you're going to be putting a new foreign object into your body. You need to be making sure that the shop you're going to is taking the correct steps to safely give you a piercing or a tattoo. Don't feel bad if you want to like give them a call and ask about what their process is on, you know, sanitizing and cleaning. It is a very important thing, so just make sure to do your research before you pick a shop. When it comes to the actual process, they will sit you in a chair. They'll be wearing gloves. What they do is they clean the spot, and it's gonna be the sweet spot, which is kind of where they pierce. So basically, when before I went into there, I was like feeling the really thick part of my nose, and I was like, damn, that's gonna hurt as f. But it turns out there's like this spot like way up here, like where my piercing is, and it's a very thin piece of your cartilage, or like your nose, and that's actually where they pierce it. So they'll clean that spot out, and then they'll get their like little clamps, these things right here, and they will actually, you know, they'll fill it, and then they will put the clamps where they just cleaned and where they felt that sweet spot was. And I think everybody's sweet spot might be a little bit different, so your piercer will let you know if anything is, you know, different or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But yeah, they'll put the clamps in, and then basically she gets like the little needle thing, and then it just pushes through really quickly. Process took probably like, from the time I got into the chair to like get the actual piercing, less than 5 minutes, I want to say. It was a very quick process. For me, it did not hurt at all. When she put it through, I was honestly really surprised. So after you get your piercing, obviously it's going to be very sensitive to moving it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first got my septum pierced, I kept forgetting I had it in, and I went like this to my nose, and oh my god, that shit hurt. So your nose is gonna be probably very sensitive. It might be very sensitive for like 1 to, you know, probably up to a month. You really want to make sure that you're not touching your piercing if you do not have to, because moving it when you first get it, it hurts you guys. So obviously I think everybody's different, but for me it definitely was really uncomfortable to move, and I did not, you know, accidentally hitting it was not the vibe. When it comes to wearing a mask and having like a nose piercing, I really recommend getting like the masks that stick out a little bit more. That's just more comfortable for me. Obviously, who wears masks anymore, right? Like coronavirus, shit is real, shit is getting real. Like, it seems like nobody's wearing them anymore, but I'm somebody who's still gonna continue to wear my mask, so it's definitely a lot more comfortable when you have like a little bit more space between your nose and the actual piercing, especially when you first get it. So if you guys can, that's like a good investment if you're somebody who still wears a mask. But you know, I think all masks are fine. After a certain period of time, it's not gonna like ruin or hurt your piercing, because you know your piercing will be healing and it will progressively get better. So not too big of a deal, but when you first get your piercing, it's a lot more comfortable to not have your mask be like so let's move on to the cleaning process. There's a couple different ways that you can clean your piercing, which I will talk about briefly, but the main way that I clear mine is using the saline spray. I use this kind. All you need is sea salt and water, clean distilled water. That's pretty much what saline spray is. So this is all you're gonna need, but if you are somebody who maybe can't afford this, or you just don't want to use this, it's pretty much just natural sea salt, not iodine salt, natural sea salt. You can get it from this brand. I actually have some upstairs, but I be using this, so I don't really use that often. So the way that I'm gonna show you today is just pretty much using my saline spray. Make sure that your hands are always clean before you touch your piercing. Once you really thoroughly clean it around, that's kind of the process that I do. I know it's not like perfect and maybe as thorough as like other people's, but I do like to make sure that there's, you know, no extra stuff on my piercing, no like crusty stuff on my piercing. Really clean it off and just get that whole general area up and down my nose and just clean like around it really thoroughly. Another thing you could do is get some distilled water. Do not use tap. And also some sea salt, and then I will mix it together. I'll put the proportions right here, and you pretty much can get like a small little like glass. It can be like a cap or like a glass, a clean one, and you just put your stuff in there, mix it together, and you can just dip your nose in it for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. If you can go longer, that's good for you, but I just don't feel like sitting there with like my nose in a cup for like 15 minutes. That's pretty much how I clean it every single day. You have to clean it in the morning and before you go to bed. You can do it like, I don't know, you can do it 3 times a day, but I don't do that 3 times a day. I just do it in the morning and at night. So that way I'm not like overdoing it or anything. You definitely do not want to overdo the cleaning process, mainly because that's not good for your nose either. Keep it to 2 times a day at the minimum. So a thing to know about septum piercings, you probably saw your piercer screw in the ball that's at the end of your piercing. Let me show you. So the 2 balls that are at the end of your piercing are essentially balls that will help keep your piercings in, essentially. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know if both of the balls unscrew. I'm assuming they do, but for me personally, the same night that I went home, this ball right here, it fell out. Your ball falls out, do not panic, okay? You can do it. You can put it in just fine. You don't need latex gloves. Like, I didn't have any latex gloves laying around, You don't really need a tissue. You just need some really good grippage on your finger and you will be able to screw it back in on your own. Well, I'm gonna kind of show you the process of how to screw the ball back in. If you really don't feel confident or if you really just can't get it, you can always go back to like the piercing place and do it, and they can do it for you. But it's obviously a lot more convenient to just kind of learn how to do it at home, especially in the future if you're going to want to change your own piercings out. That's kind of part of the process anyway. So when it comes to flipping your piercing up and down, maybe you have like a job that you have to go to, or you're hiding it from somebody who you just don't want to see it. I'm going to show you right now the easiest way to flip in your septum piercing so that way nobody can see it. Pretty much all you're going to do is go like this. And all you have to do, essentially, I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to show you, is push it back into your nose so that way it's flipped the opposite way. It'll be easier once I show you, just like this. Here is it flipped up. I actually low-key learned how to do that this morning, not gonna lie, but I figured it would be a lot easier for me to just include that in this. So very easy to just kind of like quickly just shove into your nose, and it's really easy to get out too. I'll show you that in a second as well. It definitely seems like it's gonna be complicated when you're flipping it in because you're like, how is that gonna fit? But no. So I'm going to show you guys how to really quickly just get it out. You pretty much just dig your fingers in and pull it out. That's like the easiest part. So and it's back out again. So it's a very simple process, takes like less than probably 2 minutes to do. So just get the hang of it. You have to get used to it. For the healing process, to kind of finish the video up, it's been easy for me. I haven't really had any problems with it. It definitely, from time to time, I'll forget that I have it in and I'll like hit my nose with it, like to like scratch my nose, and it definitely still hurts a little bit. So just always be mindful, be careful. It's probably gonna happen to you at least once. The only other thing that annoys me sometimes is like it'll itch, like my nose itches a lot more now that since I've gotten my piercing in. So I find that like going like this a little bit and then washing my hands is like a really easy process to kind of fix the tickling feeling that might be within your nose. It's definitely annoying, not gonna lie, especially with, you know, the whole pandemic and the mask thing. Like I don't want to be touching it inside my nose when it itches, but like I have to. I hope this video was really helpful. I'm still, you know, getting the hang of it, and I'm definitely gonna make an update in like a couple months when I switch it out to like a different piece of jewelry when it's fully healed. So we will definitely see how that goes. But yeah, I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you like this video, be sure to like it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.
Sweet, just like a smile.